Don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our 2 newly released books, Football, a Love Story, and What Did Football Teach Me? These books feature over 100 stories from current and former coaches, players, executives, and entertainers from across the football landscape, describing what got them involved in the game, what they love about it, and what life lessons the game taught them. You can find your copy or order your copy from our website at footballgameplan.com/books. Welcome to NFL Game Plan. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our Week 7 preview between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Redskins. And I'm going to be joined by our Football Game Plan analysts, Teron Davenport, Gene Clemens, and also Chris James. But first, let's start this video off by taking a look at my keys to victory. Starting with the Bucs in this matchup, I believe they have to shrink this ball game, and that starts and ends with Doug Martin. They can run the football against his Redskins front. I think that's one way you can combat pressure, by running right at it. It also forces Washington's offense to maximize their possessions, and you sort of make this game a Winston versus Cousins matchup, which I think favors Jameis Winston. And the defensive ends versus the running game, I think, is going to be huge in this matchup. Washington loves to attack off tackle, and if those defensive ends can't set the edge and funnel everything back inside to where Levante David and Gerald McCoy are waiting there to make a tackle, they could struggle in this ball game. And offensively, I think utilizing the backs in the passing game on screen plays and also versus the blitz, I think that's a great way to neutralize the Redskins' pressure. And for Washington in this matchup, working touchdown to check down, I think it helped Kirk Cousins a lot in this ball game. We know he instantly wants to go to the check down, but have him working deep to short, I think could help open up this passing attack and make that running game even more effective. And the second point goes without saying, you have to get constant pressure versus Jameis Winston. Number one, he's a rookie, and number two, he's not the most athletic guy within the pocket, so there will be some opportunities for Washington to get him on the ground. I love the way they're able to attack downhill with their front seven. They do a great job of applying pressure, and I think they can have a lot of success versus Jameis Winston and his Bucs offense. And on offense, I look at the Redskins' ability to expand the zone defense of Tampa Bay. One way you can attack a zone is by flooding the zone, and we'll talk about that in our whiteboard segment. And the second way is by expanding it with formation. I think if you go with more spread sets, more 3 to 4 wide receiver sets with one guy in the backfield, I think that puts the pressure on Tampa Bay's defense to, one, cover a lot of areas, and what you essentially do is make it a man defense, and then you can find the individual matchups to attack. So I would expand that zone by formation if I'm the Washington Redskins. This week versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be important for Washington to have success throwing the football, beating that zone coverage they're going to see from Tampa Bay. And I'm going to show you how they can flood the zone and keep it simple for a guy like Kirk Cousins that struggles to read defenses and make an accurate throw, a timely throw on the fly. I'm going to show you how they can do so, flooding the zone. Like I said before, you want to be in the shotgun, you have your running back here. And what we're going to do as the cadence starts to wind down, we're going to bring this outside receiver in motion. And once he splits the tight end and the inside receiver, then you want to snap the football. You're going to have the tight end work up, come over. You're going to have the receiver run what we call like a hang route. Either he's going to hang right over this backer or continue to work over and hang somewhere else where he sees a soft spot. But what you're reading on this play are the two backers. Again, keeping it simple for Kirk Cousins. And what you want to do is bring that back out in the flat safety valve. He can get that out of his hands quickly and accurately. This guy's pushing up on the flag route, hopefully taking away the safety, this cover two safety, and hopefully having this corner in the bind, because he's going to have to sit in between, let's say, this flag and this out route. And what you're also doing with this guy here, you're going to bring him up and work him over. So now you have a 3-level read for Kirk Cousins. So he can either read touchdown to check down, 1, 2, 3. He can work backside if he sees something he likes, but it's a simple read again for Kirk Cousins. Here's another safety valve coming back across the formation. But again, you want to get the ball out of his hands quickly. You want to keep it simple for him, but this is a way he can do so. And if he wants to, he can like a little small waggle out to this side as well. But again, reading 1, 2, 3, you're going to have your cover 2 corner here, your safety, and maybe your backer drop off. But you see where the safety is in a bind, the cover 2 corner is in a bind, and Kirk Cousins definitely has his options of where he wants to, or where he can go with the football. But this is one way they could flood the zone this game versus Tampa Bay and be in a good position to make a positive play in the passing game and not turn the ball over. Opening up the Bucs playbook, you see a defense that's trying to learn how to finish. I think that has to happen this week versus Washington, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for these guys to make plays on the football. You see right here a classic example versus Jacksonville. The slot defender does a great job in forcing his guy inside. They're in cover one, which means there's one safety back deep. He forces his guy inside to where his safety help is. The safety has his eyes in the backfield and tilting a little bit toward the far side of the field. That's a bad move because that put him out of position to make a play on this ball. This should have been an interception. I think these are the type of opportunities they're going to have versus Washington. If they're not in position to make this play, then the Redskins can have similar results versus this defense. So again, it's about learning how to finish. This is a young football team that's getting better each and every week, but these type of plays can happen.
My X factor for the Buccaneers is Dirk Cutter. He's going to have to figure out a way to get Jameis Winston more comfortable, keep him from throwing the interceptions, give him some easy throws, allow him to develop some confidence within the passing game. So Dirk Cutter is the X factor. He needs to put together a scheme that can take advantage of this Redskins secondary. The Redskins, my X factor is Alfred Morris and Matt Jones. It's really interesting how this coach Gruden is making these excuses for his quarterback. Unbelievable some of the things that he said as far as the weather, and I don't even want to get into all that. But my X factor is going to be the running game, because when you have a quarterback that's terrible, and this is something we said over and over again, you have a terrible quarterback like Kirk Cousins, you have to be able to run the football. The Buccaneers are not defending the run very well, so it's a perfect match for them. Matt Jones, Alfred Morris, those are my X factors. I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this game, and I think they're going to win 17-14.
Now for Tampa Bay, this has been the guy the last few weeks in a row, Doug Martin. Doug Martin's been getting the bulk of the carries, helping out in the short passing game, and the Washington Redskins seem to not be able to stop anyone who runs against them recently. As far as I said, it's going to be Jameis Winston. Again, I still haven't figured out where he lies. He's becoming a better overall quarterback, so from a fantasy perspective, you need to sit him down until he's used to being a better overall quarterback. As far as a start for the Washington Redskins, Jamison Crowder. Check down Charlie at quarterback. He's going to find a guy who works in the short and intermediate game. That's going to be Jamison Crowder. We still don't know what's going on with Deshaun Jackson, so this is a guy who's going to be starting for you on that Redskins receiving corps. As far as I said, it's going to be Kirk Cousins. He's a turnover machine at this point, and they need to realize that he is turning the ball over a little bit too much for their comfort. The sleeper here could be the Bucs D, piggybacking off of Kirk Cousins being the quarterback. They might get you a few turnovers and might even turn one into a touchdown. I have the Bucs pulling this one out 27-20.
I like Tampa Bay in this ball game. I think this matchup will resemble last week's game versus Jacksonville. I think you're going to see an exciting game, a lot of points being scored despite the Redskins having a very good defense. I think both teams will be able to run the football. Neither team can stop a run, but ultimately it will come down to which quarterback can you trust in a clutch situation. And right now you have to go with the rookie Jameis Winston, who's getting better each and every week. And as we recap our picks, this is a clean sweep. We're all going with Tampa Bay. Gene is on a scouting assignment right now, which is why he wasn't in the video. He sent in his pick and he went with the Bucs as well. And we also want to give a huge shout out to Buccaneer fan forums and Redskin fan forums for always showing football game plan support.